All right, let's have an uncomfortable conversation for a second. You've been there for her. You text back fast, you listen, you check in, you give her your attention, your time, maybe even your emotional energy. And yet somehow, she's showing you pictures of the guy she likes. She's asking you for advice about him. She laughs with you, she trusts you, she feels comfortable around you. And it still doesn't go anywhere. And your brain is spinning. You're thinking, what am I doing wrong? I'm literally doing everything right. I'm kind, I'm loyal, I'm a good guy. And that's exactly the problem. Not the good guy part, that's fine. The problem is that somewhere along the way, you stopped showing up as a man with desire and direction and started showing up as a really supportive emotional support system. And those two things feel very different to a woman. This isn't about playing games. This isn't about being cold or pretending you don't care. This is about understanding why women stop seeing you as a romantic option and what actually shifts that energy. So I'm breaking down 8 reasons she only sees you as a friend. By the end of this, you're going to look back at a situation in your past and go, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Let's get into it. Number 1, you never showed her you were interested. Here's something guys get wrong all the time. They think being around a girl, texting her, being there for her, that communicates attraction. Bro, it doesn't. It communicates availability, and available guys become friends. Women don't read between the lines the way men do. She's not sitting there thinking, he keeps texting me, he must really like me. She's thinking, he's a good friend. If you've never looked her in the eye and made it clear that you're interested in her as more than a friend, you have already let the narrative write itself. And the narrative says friend. You don't have to write her a poem, you don't have to do some big dramatic gesture, but at some point the energy has to be clear. She needs to feel that you see her differently, that your interest isn't just friendly, that there's something else underneath it. Subtlety is fine, but silence, that just gets you filed under safe. Number 2, you agree with everything she says. Listen, she says she loves a movie, you love it too. She says she hates something, suddenly you hate it too. She has an opinion, you validate it instantly. You become a mirror. And here's the issue with that. Mirrors aren't attractive. They're comfortable. There's zero tension in talking to someone who just reflects your own thoughts back at you. Women are drawn to men who have their own perspective, their own tastes, their own opinions. Not guys who are confrontational or argumentative, but guys who respectfully hold their ground. Try this. Next time she says something you don't actually agree with, just smile and say, nah, I don't see it that way. And then explain your actual take, calmly, without needing her to agree. That one move, that signals independence, and independence is attractive. Agreement for the sake of approval, that signals insecurity, and insecurity puts you in the friend zone faster than anything else. Number 3, you made her emotional comfort your priority. This one is subtle, so pay attention. When you are constantly checking in, asking if she's okay, making sure she's happy with how the conversation is going, managing her feelings all the time, it feels caring on the surface, but underneath what she actually senses is, this guy is afraid of me being upset with him, and that reads as someone who doesn't feel secure in himself. She doesn't feel safe with someone who's always emotionally tiptoeing. She feels responsible for him instead. Real masculine energy isn't cold, it isn't uncaring, but it is emotionally stable. It's the difference between, are you mad at me? Did I say something wrong? Are we okay? Versus just being present, unbothered, and letting things breathe naturally. She doesn't want to babysit your emotional state. She wants to feel yours. And if yours is calm, grounded, and secure, she relaxes, she opens. That's when something shifts. Number 4, you are always available. She texts you at 11 at night, you reply in 2 minutes. She cancels plans, you say no worries every single time. She needs something, you drop what you're doing every time. Here's the thing about unlimited availability. It communicates that you have nothing else going on, no momentum, no life pulling your attention elsewhere. And a man without direction, a man who centers his whole energy on one woman, especially before anything romantic has even started, that man doesn't feel like an opportunity. He feels like a guarantee.
And guarantees aren't exciting. You want to be someone she has to think about, someone whose attention feels like something worth earning, Not because you're playing games, but because you genuinely have a life that matters to you. Reply when you're actually free. Have your own schedule. Be someone who's hard to reach sometimes because you're actually busy doing something real. That energy is the difference between a guy she knows is always there and a guy she actually thinks about. Number 5, you never created any tension. And I don't mean drama, I mean that electrical charge between two people where you both know something could happen, but neither of you has said it yet. Tension is what separates friendship from attraction, and tension is created through things like holding eye contact just a beat longer than normal, a well-timed pause before you respond, a comment that could be taken two ways and you just let it sit there, a moment where the conversation gets quiet and you don't rush to fill it. Most guys are terrified of silence. They talk constantly to keep the vibe moving because they think energy dies in silence. But here's the truth. The most attractive moments happen in silence. When you can look at her and just exist in that quiet and not flinch, that's presence. That's the kind of energy that makes her wonder what you're thinking. Stop filling every moment. Let things breathe. That's where tension lives. Number 6, you overshared too early. Within the first few conversations, you told her about your past relationships, your biggest insecurities, the things you're struggling with, everything. You gave it all away trying to connect. And connection is good, but vulnerability too fast, too early, without her earning it, that just removes the mystery. She now knows everything about you. There's nothing left to discover. And discovery is a huge part of what keeps someone emotionally invested in getting to know you. Real connection isn't built by dumping your whole story on someone in week 1. It's built in layers, slowly, over time. The right amount of openness at the right pace creates depth. Too much too soon creates a friendship. Keep something for yourself. Let her wonder. Let her ask. The guy who shares everything to be liked ends up liked, not desired. The guy who reveals himself slowly, she'll be replaying conversations at 2 a.m. trying to figure him out. Number 7, you asked for permission to lead. This is the big one. If you've ever said something like, "Hey, I was thinking maybe we could hang out sometime if you want, only if you're free though, no pressure," and you've said it in that apologetic tone, you already know what I'm talking about. You are asking her to lead, and when a man asks a woman to lead, she loses attraction almost instantly. Not because she wants to control you, but because leadership is one of the most fundamental things women are attracted to in a man. You don't ask for permission to express interest. You lead. "Let's grab coffee Saturday." Not, "Would you maybe want to get coffee sometime if you're free and it's not too weird?" The first version is confident. The second version is asking her to do all the emotional work for you. Say what you want, then leave space. If she's interested, she'll show it. If she hesitates or redirects, that's information too, but at least you led. At least you made it clear. Because a man who can't state what he wants doesn't feel like someone she can trust to lead the relationship. You were more comfortable with her than you were with yourself. What I mean is this. Around her, you were relaxed, you were open, you were your best self. But when you were alone, you were anxious about whether she liked you, whether that last message landed right, whether you said something wrong, whether she's texting back slow because she's losing interest. That's what moves you from friend to someone she thinks about when she's not around you. If you caught yourself in more than 3 of these, drop a comment below. I guarantee you're not alone. And if there's a specific situation you're navigating right now, tell me what's going on. I read them. And if you want to know exactly how to start that energy shift the next time you're in a conversation with her, the next video is the one you need to watch.